Apollo won every battle, except the one that mattered most. The sun trials were designed to destroy gods. Not physically, that would be too simple, too crude for the cosmic architects who devised them. No, their purpose was far more insidious, to dismantle a deity from within, to test the very essence of their divinity, to see if the marble was truly sound or if it was riddled with unseen fractures. They were a crucible for the soul, designed to burn away ego and reveal the core of a god's being. Apollo, the radiant, god of light and prophecy, entered the trials as the sun personified, confident, brilliant, seemingly unstoppable. He was the golden sun of Olympus, his every step a testament to his own perceived perfection. He saw the trials not as a test, but as a stage for his inevitable triumph. Trial 1 tested strength. He was tasked with holding back the weight of a collapsing star, a feat of pure, brute force. For a lesser being, it would mean annihilation. For Apollo, it was merely an exertion. He passed easily, his confidence swelling. Trial 2 tested speed. He had to outrun his own light, to be faster than the very concept of swiftness. He moved like a thought, a golden blur across the cosmos, arriving at the finish line before his own radiance. The result was flawless, his ego now blinding. But then came Trial 3. It did not test the arm or the feet. It tested the heart. It tested mercy. Before him, a vision unfolded. A mortal village, ravaged by a creeping plague, unleashed by a fleeting shadow lord. The entity was a blight, a creature of pure darkness, and it was escaping. Apollo was forced to choose: pursue the Lord and extinguish a great evil, an act of power that would be sung for eons, or remain and use his divine light to heal the dying, an anonymous act of compassion. He saw glory in one path and obscurity in the other. He chose power, and in that instant, the sun dimmed. His choice echoed into the next challenge, the trial of truth. He was confronted by his own reflection, which spoke not with his voice, but with the pleas of the villagers he had abandoned. It asked him to name his failure, to admit that his pursuit of glory was a mask for fear. Fear of being forgotten, of being powerless. But Apollo, blinded by pride, refused. He shattered the mirror, and in doing so, failed the trial. The light around him grew colder. The final ordeal was the trial of burden. He was made to feel the collective weight of the consequence of his choice, not as a memory, but as a physical load. The pain of the sick, the grief of the bereaved, the despair of a community left to perish. It all pressed down on him, a mountain of suffering he was meant to bear. But his shoulders, built to carry the sky, could not support the weight of a single village's sorrow. He buckled, he collapsed, he failed. From that moment, the unraveling began. Apollo's divine abilities, once absolute, now faltered. His arrows, once unerring, now missed their mark. His light, once a beacon of unwavering strength, now flickered like a dying candle. The god of prophecy could no longer see his own future. The trials had not broken his body. They had shattered his certainty, and in its place, a seed of doubt began to grow, casting a long, cold shadow over the god of the sun. The trial revealed a brutal truth. Ascension isn't about the raw power one can command, but the weight of the responsibility one is willing to bear. It was a lesson forged in the dimming light of his own sun, a humbling realization for a god who had only ever known victory. For so long, Apollo believed strength was measured in enemies vanquished and challenges overcome. But the sun trials demanded a different kind of might, the strength of compassionate restraint, the power to choose service over self, to protect the vulnerable instead of pursuing personal glory. This divine revelation echoes in the mortal world, a truth we face in the quiet moments where we must choose between ambition and empathy. True divinity, he learned, wasn't in the fire you could wield, but in the warmth you chose to give. And so, the legend of the sun trials leaves us suspended in the twilight of its own making. It forces us to ask a difficult question, one that echoes through the ages. Was Apollo wrong to pursue ultimate power, believing that defeating a great evil would serve the greater good in the end? Or was the trial itself unfair? A cruel test designed to prove that even a god could be broken by an impossible choice. Perhaps true strength isn't about winning every battle, but about knowing which battles are worth fighting. The story is now in your hands. Tell me what you believe in the comments below.